Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Mayowa. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this stylish ruffle dress with the deep V neckline, and it's a dress you can wear to a wedding or wherever you please. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do so. So hit the subscribe button below your screen and let's head in. So guys, first thing for today's tutorial, the first thing you need is your basic dress block, and this is the one for my front and this is the one for my back. Before I continue, like I always say as a disclaimer, I don't teach how to draft basic bodice or basic skirt or basic trouser or basic sleeve blocks on my YouTube channel because it's a private paid course, so I don't teach it on YouTube. So if it is something that you are interested in, you can always text me, send me a DM on Instagram to find out more about it, or you can check my website. The link is right on top of your screen. You can check out my website to find out more about my courses. Now, if you already have your basic patterns, the one you need for your front is your 2 dots basic dress block, and this is what I mean by 2 dots, 1 dot here, and this is the second dot, that is this dot and this dot. Now we're going to be starting with the front of the dress, so I'm going to be keeping my back pattern aside and then we'll work on the front. Now what you need to figure out now is how long you want the dress, and if you look at the dress, you would see that it's a full length dress, so you just measure from your shoulder straight to the floor or wherever you want it to get to. And for me, my own full length measurement is 62 inches, so this is it for me, from here, from my shoulders all the way down. Now I'm going to split my pattern into an upper and lower parts based on the design pictures. Now for the splitting, I'm going to split it right at my waist level here, and if you look at the design picture, you would see that there's a kind of V curve here, so I can't just split and cut it straight along the waist. So I'm going to decide where I'm going to come to my waist level here. This is my waist level, and then I'll just go up by where I want that curve, that slant cut to start from or stop. So I'm just going to measure at the center of my pattern here. I'm going to measure maybe 2 inches up, so you can either measure 2 or 1.5 inches up. So I'm going to settle for 1.5 inches. So from here up 1.5 inches, and this is the mark right here. Hope you can see it. Then I'm just going to draw a slant line from here back to my waist, and there you have it. And now we are going to cut this right out. Now I've already split it open, so this is the upper piece and this is the lower skirt piece. So I'm going to keep this upper piece aside while we work on the lower piece. Now this is it. Oh, please ignore this line here, just in case you're confused about why we have double lines here. It was a mistake when I was like drafting my pattern, so ignore this line. This is my actual side line. Now if you look at the design, you see that there are no actual dots sewn on the lower piece. Now the dot, I'm going to transfer the dot here into this line here, just to give my dress a kind of like A-line shape, because if you look at the design, you would see that apart from the waist line that is fitted, the other part of the dress is kind of really free and breezy. So I'm going to transfer this dot into this line here, and to do that I'll just cut my that line open here. I'll cut it open all the way to my that point here, and then I'll cut one line of my dot here. I'll cut it open. And that's it done. So all you have to do now is to just add your allowance, 1 inch allowance to the side, and then basically 1/2 inch allowance at the waistline here, and that's it. And now I'm going to keep this lower part aside now so we can work on the upper part of the dress. Now for the upper part, the first thing we'll be doing is to draw in our neckline, and there are 2 points, 2 marks that will be locating on the pattern. First, the mark we'll be locating is the depth of the neckline, that is how low you want the neckline to be, because you can see that there's like a sort of cleavage at the neckline, so the neckline is quite deep. So you measure the depth and then you also measure the highest point of the neckline. That is where your strap is going to be, because you can see that there's a strap on the dress. So now for the depth, I'm going to measure about 13 inches neck depth. So you can do 14 inches or 15 inches if you want. If you want the cleavage to be even lower, you want the neckline to be even lower. So for me, I'm going to measure 13 inches down. Now for the highest point of the neckline, you can measure about maybe 4.5 to 5 inches from here, from your shoulders down. Or better still, if you have your across chest level measured in on your pattern, you can just measure 1 inch up from your across chest level here. So either ways is fine, whether you measure 5 inches down or you stay at your across chest level and measure maybe 1 inch, or 1 inch up. Now this is it for me, so I'm just going to draw a dotted line to my armhole level here, to my armhole curve here rather. So right now at this point, just measure 1.5 inches in, so because we need to give it like a curve around this. Now we are done, so all you have to do is to just connect. So this is the 1.5 inches in here. So from here you connect a V neckline to this point, and then from here you just draw a curved line back to your armhole level. And this is the V neckline connected. Now before I connect it back to my armhole level, I'm going to raise it up a bit by 1 inch, just so that we don't have any form of like gaping around there. So just measure 1 inch up and then just connect from here. Now that's it. Now this dart right here, this dart here, I'm going to transfer it to this spot here, because I think it will look better here than here. So I'm going to draw a line from here, so any point where I want it to be at this point. Now before transferring this, what I have from here to here, I'll measure it out from here outside. So if I measure this now from here to here and I have 1 inch, I'll measure that 1 inch from that line outside. And this is it right here. So I'll draw a line from here again to my bust points. Now this thing I'm doing now is just to give more firmness to my neckline, so nothing is like, so that it stays more fit when I'm sewing, when I'm done sewing. So now this entire thing from here is what I'll now be transferring here. So I'll just cut one line of this. I'm going to cut this line to my bust points, and then I'll also cut this line here. So now it's cut. Now all I have to do is to just close this. I'll pick this and then just place it like this to close it up. So now this is successfully transferred here. So yeah, I'm just going to tape this down, and then I'll put a piece of paper like underneath this, just to close this bit up, just to close the hole up, and that's it. So this is the opening space that I was talking about covering. So I already covered it with the paper. Now our neckline that we drew earlier is quite distorted, so you can just blend your neckline into this. Just blend the two together. So you can use your French cuff to do this. Don't be like this. Yeah, so this is now the new shape of our neckline. Sure, everything looks a bit technical right now, but that's just that manipulation for you, and it's all for the best. It's just so that you get the perfect fit that you want for the dress. So we're just going to cut this into panels. So this will be center front and this will be side front. So you cut your center front out this way, follow this and this, and this will be your side front. You cut this. So you got the drift. That's that. So that's it done. So remember to add your allowance when you're cutting on your fabric. Half inch here this way, half inch here, half inch here, and then at the side here you do 1 inch, and then for here neckline 1/4 inch, here half inch, and here also half inch. So when you're cutting on your fabric, remember to fold this borderline in because you don't need it. So yeah, so when you're sewing, this is how we are sewing this. So we sew this, and then we sew this way. So you got the drift. Now that completes everything we have to do with the front. Remember to also add a half-inch allowance here, half-inch allowance also here. This is the full front pattern. So yeah, now guys, let's talk about the back pattern. The back pattern is not as technical as the front pattern. It's not even technical at all. It's very simple. So all you have to do is split this into an upper part and lower part, just like we did with the front, but this time we are not doing any curves or any slant lines. So just cut straight at your waistline here, and then you keep this aside. Then for the dart, same thing we did with the front pattern. We're going to transfer the darts into our dart line here, just to create an A-line shape. So remember how we did that. I'm just going to do the exact same thing now. So now this completes the lower part. So just add your 1 inch allowance here, and that will be all. So let's work on the upper back part. Now for this, just come to the armhole level here, raise it up by 1 inch, because we did the same for the front. Now for the neck depth, now you need to measure in your neck depth. So for the neck depth, you can measure maybe 9 or 10 inches down, depending on how low you want the neckline to be. So for me, I don't really want it too low, so maybe 10 inches should be good. And now you just connect this here, and this completes the neckline. Now to give it more fit, at your across back level here, that is your back width, measure ½ inch out from your dart line, ½ inch out here, ½ inch out here, and then you just connect back to your dart legs here. This is it. So just cut into panels. This is our center back, this is our side back. So center back, you cut along this line, come here and here, and then side back, you cut here, 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 here. And that completes all you have to do for the back. As I said, it's simple and straightforward. And this completes it. This is our upper front. This is our, I said upper front, upper back and lower back. So yeah, that completes that. So just wanted to lay out the front also. So this is the front, this is the back. So to avoid gapings at the neckline, like I always say, you can just hold a piece a little on the neckline of your pattern before you cut on your fabric. You do the same for this. Do the same also for this, especially for the front pattern here, because the neckline is quite wide. So you pick a bit here and then you tape it down before you cut on your fabric. So yeah, that's that. Now let's talk about the spiral ruffle. So I'm going to illustrate how to cut the spiral ruffle on this paper. Now, depending on the width of the ruffle, the width of the ruffle is about, I think, 4 inches. So I'm going to mark a point in the middle of my paper here, and then I'll do something like this. So by the time I'm coming all the way to this part, I'll just measure that 4 inches out. So this is it, from here to here. This is the 4 inches. So I'll just connect this way, and then I'll just keep going. So I'll make sure the 4 inches continues extending, and then just keep going round and round and round, depending on how long your spiral ruffle is, how long you want it to be, or how much space you have on your paper or your fabric, and then you cut out. And this is it, you can see. So depending on how you cut out, depending on how long it is. And this is my spiral ruffle right here. So I'm going to cut all of this on my fabric now, and then cut all my patterns also on my fabric. Then I'll show you what they all look like. Then we can move straight to sewing everything together. So guys, here we are. This is everything cut out. My center front, I also cut the lining. This is my side front, center back, side back, and the lower piece. And this is my spiral ruffle right here. So you can see that. Now we can just move straight to sewing. Now to sew, this is my center front. I'll open this up. This is my side front, my two side front pieces. So we place this here, and then we sew this way. So right sides together this way, and then up and then this here, this way, and then up. So pretty much. So I'll show you what it looks like when we are done sewing. So when we are done sewing that, you sew the lining also, and then you place right sides together and you sew the neckline. So when you are done, you pick the lower piece and then you measure from your waist maybe about 1.5 inches down. From your waist down 1.5 inches. So if this is it, that's where you'll be beginning. Then you place your spiral ruffle from that place. So you place the right sides together and then you sew all the way down. You know, you have two steps. So you sew one and then you sew another one also right beside you. Then you sew another one here, another one. So all 4 in total. So when I'm done sewing the spiral ruffle, then I'll join this upper piece and this lower piece together at the waist. And then you do the same also for the back piece also. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you what it looks like. So guys, this is my upper part sewn. You can see I've sewn the neckline and then this armhole part, and done the same also here. So please note that when you are sewing this part, remember to put in your strap here before you finish, before you close it up. So that's I'm not putting in the strap for this one because like nobody's wearing it, so there's no point. So now I'm just going to turn it right side in, right side out rather, finished up. So look at that. So this is what the bust area, see what the bust area is giving. It's giving that curved like cup shape in here. So you can see that. And that's it, the cup shape. So yeah, and that's because of all that manipulation and contouring that we did. So now I'm just going to iron that up, and then when I'm done, I'll just place my skirt piece here. This is my skirt piece with the ruffles attached. So let me just show you the back so you can see the seam line. So this is one seam line here, this is another one here, and then this is this for the other side, one here and one here. So that's how I attached my ruffle. So now I'll just iron it so that everything lies flat, and then I'll sew this to the waist here. So you got the drift. So when I'm done, I'll just do the same also to the back piece also, and then I'll just show you the completed outfit after this. So yeah, just that's that for all of that. And this completes today's stylish ruffle dress tutorial, guys. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button below your screen, tap the like button also, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming tutorials when I post them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.